Why are Americans dying from measles in 2025?
Well, there's only 3 deaths from measles in 20 years. And they're all people with extreme complications. And
That's how you die from measles, because of the complications of it.
Yeah, it's people who are already sick. And
but there was no evidence for example, these the two children that they were sick before, and they got sick from the measles, right?
Well, no. Daisy Hildebrand, whose funeral I attended this week, was hospitalized 3 times from other illnesses. She had extreme tonsillectomy. She had mononucleosis that she could not kick. And then she got measles. She got over the measles, according to her parents. And according to the medical reports, and I saw a report on it today, that the thing that killed her was not the measles, but it was a bacteriological infection.
Of her lungs?
She was graft positive for strep bacteria in her bloodstream.
Right. But what kills you with measles, of course, is you have the measles virus.
You have measles and you get pulmonary illness.
Yeah, you get pneumonia, and because the measles damages the lungs, and then the bacteria get in, and that's the secondary infection. But it's the measles. But you came out.
So you know what? We do a pretty good job. We do a very good job at controlling the measles in this country, and although the numbers of measles cases are now around 640. Those numbers will continue to grow because you're adding old cases to new cases.
And there's a long incubation period of 10 to 14 days, so you don't know who's out there spreading.
Well, no, but you're counting all the old cases where people have already got.
But there are also people infected today who are traveling, and you don't know who they're infecting, right?
But the point I'm making is that the rate of increase has substantially decreased. So we are successfully controlling it.
I mean,
I'll compare it to Europe, where they've had now 127,000 measles cases compared to 840 here, and they've had 37 deaths. So you ask, why are we still having measles? We're having measles we're always going to have measles, no matter what happens. As the vaccine wanes very quickly.
Well, I guess the issue here is, and I'm so sorry for interrupting you, the issue was, like, a couple of days ago, you did come out and said, and why don't you tell what your statement was about measles vaccine? Because I was interested to read that when you tweeted that.
Measles vaccines limit the spread.
Well, you said it was the most effective way
to limit the spread.
Limit the spread.
But yeah, with President Trump's position and my position is there's people who do not want to get vaccinated, and that's their choice.
Right.
And we ought to be able to treat them. And we ought to know how to treat them, and doctors ought to have the best information how to treat them.
Understood.
And we're focusing on that.